So this is how you make a basic IP grabber in Python. So first, I'm making this for my friend, but yeah. So first you just want to create a file, and it's a Python file. First you want to name it whatever you want. In this case, just to I'll delete it afterwards, but I'll just make it ipgrabber.py, and then I'll just put it on my desktop. So right here, let's just make a quick side note, like you'd want to do this in the future in case you were, but it is for educational purposes only, and if you use this for actually grabbing someone's IP, then you could get in serious trouble, and yeah, you wouldn't want that to happen. So let's just make a comment, and the comment will just be just a reference to later. This is all imports. Okay, so let's just show this area is for all of our imports. And so for our imports, we're gonna need import. We're gonna need Discord, and then we're gonna need import Discord underscore webhook, and then import requests. So what this does is, what the request does is it'll request to, actually I don't think I have the website, I might have it somewhere. Yeah, right here. Right here. So what this does is it'll request, and then this will just be main code. This will just be, it'll request. So what this is our custom function, and we'll be using that later to reference it, and then that function will be sent to the Discord webhook. So what it basically does is this is IP, and then equals, so means that the IP, so the function will be this whole thing. So the IP will equal this whole thing. So basically function equals the request, so it'll request to get the IP from this website, and then it'll type it out in .text. So after that's done, you basically just need to do that, and then go like that, and then it'll request to do that. And then basically you would use a webhook, and then space equals Discord underscore webhook, and then .discord webhook. So let's just webhook, and then it'll be, so it needs to be the URL for the Discord webhook. So, and then you would just paste a random Discord webhook URL that is private. So say let's just grab one from, and obviously I'll blur this out, it's my friend's and I don't want to leak it for him. So let's just blur that out, and then in here you just paste it again. And then you would go right here, and then you would do that, and then space. And then what that does is it basically will send it to that Discord webhook. And then it would be content, so the content of the message would be content equals, it would equal IP. So the IP function will be sent. So basically what it does, here I'll reference it off to a different one. So it'll basically use content. Here I'll just show you with this whole thing. Alright, so let's just do that, and then that. Wait, no. Like that. So it'll be content equals just the IP. And then that'll be the name of the message, IP. And then your function name. So in our case, our function will be the IP. And then will be webhook dot execute. So it'll execute the thing. Like it'll basically press enter on the webhook. So then it'll type it out. And then say you want to confirm it so it works, you would do like, for example, you do webhook, and then you would do equals, and then Discord underscore webhook, and then dot Discord webhook, and then that URL equals this, and then your Discord webhook again. So just copy it. That'll be your Discord webhook, and then it'll be a little bit different this time. So it'll be comma, content, but this time it's just a message. So content equals, and then it would be that. It would be IP logged. Okay, so that is it, and then I'll get a picture from my friend's view of the of his view. So once we run it, and just to show that it works, we would use the print function, and then just to make sure it works, it'll be on our view, it'll be IP logged by N3X Johnson. Okay. Okay, so let's just, alright, so let's say here, I'll get a different view from my friend.